Gamers, I've been gone on Twitch and on YouTube, but I am back. So there should be content on YouTube and hopefully back on streaming soon. I'm going to be discussing all the rules and all the information we got from the Red Bull tournament. A lot of people in the chat are interested about the map wall, about the system, the bans and so on. So I decided to go through it. I just wanted to show you guys this. This is coming on October 25th as well with the release of the game. And it's the in-game observer. So I'm not going to talk about it too much because I just talked about it on Twitch. But I just wanted to show you guys on YouTube. It's really cool. It has a bunch of information, everything you need, sacred site timers. It's great. So can't wait for that. Now let's go through the Age of Empires 4 rulebook or handbook, whatever. I'm gonna go through it, give you guys my opinion, and just kind of, we'll discuss it a little bit. Let's skip past this because there's graphs and stuff that we can take a look. So these are the casters: Aussie Drongo, Chad in the chat, Killer Pigeon. He's not in the chat, and Nelly, don't think he's in the chat. So we got 3 casters. I'm assuming they're going to be rotating. They're probably not going to do trio casts. So these are qualified players, and these are the seeds. Marine Lord is first. I'm second seed, Papa third, Mista, and so on and so forth. Tournament format. This is a little more complicated. So I'm going to show you this instead, because it's easier to understand it this way. All right? Okay, there's a chat on the right side, but you can still see. So basically, the brackets are released. I'm going to be playing against Recon, Marino versus Magic. So 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, 3 versus 14, and so on. So if you're familiar with the GSL system, it's that, but it's with 8 players. I personally have never played with this system, and it seems complicated, but it's kind of not. So basically, these 4 players are same, or 8 players in the same group, and these 8 players in the same group. The 4 winners, so me versus Recon, Pipo versus Viper, Lucifer versus Hot, and Vortex versus Casper. The 4 winners from those 4 matches go here, okay? So highest seed, if I win against Recon, I would go there. And let's say Papipo wins and Lucifer wins and Vortex wins, which are the higher seeds in the matchups. That means that I would play against the lowest seed, which in this case will be Vortex, because he is the lowest seeded winner. And then it will be Papipo versus Lucifron in the second match, because it's higher seed versus lower seed. And then people that lost, same thing. The highest seed from the people that lost is on top versus the lowest seed. So this would be, let's say the brackets went like this. So this would be Casva, highest seed, versus Recon, which is the lowest seed on this side. So you get it. And then if you win the second match from the winner's bracket or winner's group, whatever, you advance to the playoffs. If you lose, then you're playing, if you lose, you drop down into the decider and you're playing the winner from the loser's match, and the loser from the loser's match is out of the tournament. And whoever wins in the decider advances to the top 8. So each side will advance 4 players. That's important thing to know. And then also same thing on this side. And then basically, the people that advance through the short route, which is going 2-0 in your group stage, will be playing against people from, Group B. Let's say me and Papipo advance from the winner's side through the short route. We will be playing against people from Group A who went through the decider. And people from winners Group A are going to play against people from Group B that went through the decider. That's how it goes. That's how people are paired up. And me versus Marine Lord can happen, even though we're seed 1 and 2. If he advances first and I advance to the decider, we can meet. So just to give you guys an example. So that is the system. The reason why I'm showing you is because they explain it through this, but I feel like the other thing is a lot easier. And then it's quarterfinals, semifinals, and then grand finals. So let me show you how the civilization draft and map draft works. So the matches on day 1 and day 2 are going to be best of 3s. The first map that will be played is the map that's remaining from the draft. It's interesting. I like the draft system, I'll say that. So let me show you how it works. So first goes the maps. So this is blue player, this is yellow player. So basically the way it's going to work is first player B bans a map, then player A bans a map, then player A picks a map. So for example, you know, if you ban whatever maps, he bans a map, I ban a map, I pick a map, he picks a map, then it's a ban, 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 and then the last map that's remaining, I think, is played as the first map. So yeah, that's how the maps work. So one map is missing here, by the way, in the draft. Mediterranean is supposed to be in here. So that's not in. Like I said, I'm going to discuss the maps in a bit, but I'm going to show you how the civs work. Again, if I'm player A, player B does the ban, then player A picks one civ, then player 2 picks 2 civs, then player A picks 2 civs, then player B picks 2 civs, then player A. Now this is the interesting part. The bans are global, and player A sees the ban of player B. So usually in tournaments, the bans are blind, which means we can both ban the same civ, right? But in this tournament, when player B bans, I see what the ban is. Now, why is this important? Because the bans are global. For those that don't know, bans being global means that if I ban something, he can't pick it and I can't pick it. Okay? That's how it works. So, why is this important? Well, not only the bans are global, but the picks are global. Do you know what that means? That means that all 10 civs will be used, one way or the other. No mirror matches. So, what that means, Zombie, I don't know who that is. Click ready. Now let's show the people. So, why I think this is good and why I like this? Because you need to know... Yeah, no mirrors in best of 3. Is there mirrors in best of 5 though? There's no mirrors in best of 5 either, Marinelord. You can play a civ twice. Okay, Zombie, just ban whatever you want. So he bans Chinese. So if I ban Mongols, neither of us can pick those civs. So I can pick Rus, then he picks 2 civs. You didn't look at it? It's like that, but it's not like that. Okay, I'll check it out now. So... you can see that now I cannot pick Malians or French. So if I pick H or English, he can't pick those. So what's remaining is Abbasid, Delhi, and Ottomans. So there we go. So once the bans are done in best of 3s, these are the civs. I can only play Ottoman, English, Holy Roman Empire, and Rus. He can only play French, Malians, Delhi, and Abbasid. So... and Mongol and Chinese are banned for both. So this is a best of 3. You have 4 civs, so obviously you're not going to get to play all 4 civs. You can play 3. So there's some, you know, strategizing where, you know, whether for civ picks and stuff like that. And I feel like this kind of picking, this kind of drafting, adds another level to the game and adds a lot more strategizing. And you need to be good with all 10 civs because you don't know what the opponent is going to ban. So, and you don't know what the opponent's going to pick. So you need to play all the civs. So regarding this draft for best of 3s, love it. Yeah. The actual draft will happen physically, yeah. Well, another reason, Cascade, why you can't do it blind is if you were both to ban the same civ, there would be 1 civ remaining. Nothing on it, right? The map drafts are first, and then the civ drafts. So that's how it works. Now let's go back. So elimination matches are also best of 3, and then quarterfinals. Let me see this. Marinelord said it doesn't work like that. Let me see what I actually haven't seen. I don't worry about best of 5s. I worry about best of 3s first. Okay, so maps, basically it's the same, right? You just have 1 less ban because you need to play 2 more maps potentially. So you need to pick 5 maps. That makes sense. I actually don't know how this works, so we're gonna find out together. But you can see there's 2 of each civ. Okay, so what's gonna happen? So this is for best of 5s. So what's about to happen, and the reason we have 2 civs each, is because I can ban Rus twice. That's why. Okay, don't ban the same civ, Potato. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's Marinelord, actually. So let's say I ban Abbasid. If he bans Abbasid, no one can pick it. You can ban whatever you want, doesn't matter. So if he bans Abbasid, no one can pick it. See, I can ban Abbasid again, and now nobody can play Abbasid. Yeah, so technically we can pick the same civ. So pick Ottomans. Ah, that's how it works. Okay, and we each pick 6 civs. 6, 12, 14. Wait, 2 civs are gonna remain unpicked? I just realized that, because there's 20 civs, right? And we have 16 picks. 4 civs? You can basically deny a mirror. Potentially you could, and this actually brings more strategizing. Because I could, right? Let's say that French and Rus are banned from him. I can pick Rus first to avoid playing a mirror, and then he can pick a civ. Like, let's say he picks... Let's say we didn't pick Ottoman, right? So he can pick a civ right now, whatever it is, and then I can just not pick that and go something else. Oh, it's 1, 1, 1, 1 through the whole way through. Okay, so you can't double pick. Double picking would be OP because you could pick like Delhi Delhi. Ah, okay. Yeah, so right now I could just pick English if I wanted a mirror, chance for a mirror, or I could just pick Malians and avoid it. That's a lot of depth. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be very like 5-head vetoing. Yeah, so now I can pick HRE again. So technically you could pick like HRE, Malian, Malian, Ottoman, Ottoman. So you could technically pick only 3 civs. So what do we have unpicked? French wasn't picked, Mongol wasn't picked, and Delhi wasn't picked. So these are the 4 civs that will remained unpicked completely. Beasty going on stage with a binder of strats. Dude, I'm gonna open up like this and I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I picked this, he picks that. This is kind of cool, actually. I like it. I like it. All right. So that's best of 5s. And then quarterfinals. I'm assuming semifinals is the same, right? Yeah. And then finals is... Okay, finals is the same thing, except you need to pick 7 civs each, which is 14, and 2 bans, which is 18. So 2 civs will remain... 2 civs will remain unpicked. You could still double ban Delhi. So you could like try to double pick like this. That's interesting. So whenever you pick a civ, if I pick HRE, the opponent has a chance to pick HRE or I can double pick it. That is interesting stuff, innit? Now the question is, do you want to double pick civs? I guess if they're OP you do, but do you want to double pick civs? Because you're more predictable in what you're going to play, right? Go ahead and double pick HRE, no one's going to pick it except for you. Well, I could just pick HRE last. Which that's the whole point of the playing multiple civs, it gives you the advantage. If you play against someone that doesn't play a civ, you can just not pick that civ and then pick it last. Or you could pick it first if the civ is contested. Alright, anyway. Event settings. This is how the player is qualified. Take a look. I'm not going to go through it. There you go. Schedule. Only the first matchup of the day happens at a set time, unless specifically told otherwise. All subsequent matches will begin immediately after the previous one ended. So yeah, this is the civ explanations. These are obviously the civs, the 10 civs that are being played. Higher seeded player must always play in the color blue, and lower seeded player must always play in the color yellow. That's kind of sad because I love yellow. Sad. I wish it's the other way around. On maps where yellow may be challenging to see, the color red must be utilized instead. Alright. This is the game settings, and now let's talk. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest. When I saw this map pool, I thought we were getting trolled. Like, actually getting trolled. And after further asking, I found out that this is the map pool. So, I don't know what's gonna happen yet. I personally am not very happy with the map pool. I think it is bad. I hope they change some of the maps. but right now it is bad. I don't know if they will change the maps. Like I said, I hope they do. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. I was under the impression that we were playing Road to Wololo for 5 months, right? We were like guinea pigs to test the maps so that we have a map pool for Red Bull tournament, right? I was under the impression, and all the players were fine with it. And I think all the players were under that impression. And we only got 3 maps out of 11 that were from Road to Wololo. So what's the issue with the map pool? Well, Dry Arabia, thumbs up. Lipani is not there, thumbs down. Lipani is a great map, provides for great games. Cauldron is Road to Wololo map. Basin is Road to Wololo map. Four Lakes is Road to Wololo map. Thumbs up. Maybe not the, I mean, Cauldron wasn't played that much, but I don't mind it, right? Now, Boulder Bay and Mediterranean is the same map, okay? You might think it's a different map, but it's not. It's the same map. If you look at both of the maps, the only thing that happened, Mediterranean just leaked to the side of the map. Okay, that's the only thing that happened. It's the same map. I don't mind either of those maps, but they are the same map. They play exactly the same way. One has 2 points of entry, one has 1 point of entry, but it's bigger. Neither is easier to wall. You can attack through the both, and the water will completely dominate the map, right? So I personally don't see the point of having this map and this map in. It's the same thing. Technically, the sacred site on the island is different. There has not been a sacred site victory on Boulder Bay since probably January this year. So like 9 months almost. I just don't see the point. I don't mind either of those maps, like I said, separately, but I just don't see the point in playing both of them at the same time because, yeah. Next, Four Lakes, thumbs up. Golden Heights, Bitterlin made Golden Heights and Gorge. I've never seen these maps before until 3 days ago. This was not play tested. This was not, I at least didn't know about it. Maybe some other pro players played it. Golden Heights, I only played 1 game, so I can't really give my assessment. It's unique, it's interesting, but like I said, I haven't played it, so I can't judge it too much. The game that I played, you know, it doesn't seem like it has, you know, crazy imbalances or whatever. I am a bit worried about the amount of gold in the middle. You guys can't see, but there is a crap ton of gold veins in the middle, like 6 or 7 or 8. So basically, if you put a keep, you can deny a lot of gold. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know what kind of gameplay it promotes, because the one game I had, I finished the game in like 10 minutes. So I don't know. I generally don't know. But, you know, I'm willing to play it more, and I personally don't mind it. Gorge, I have played a couple of games, and I like it. It's the distance between the players is very short. And there's very little wood. So this map is... Okay, let me rephrase that. There's wood in the back of your base, and then there's wood, you can see it here and there. But there's only 2 big wood lines. Usually on the maps, there's 3 big wood lines. And then there's a bunch of smaller ones. I play the map, like I said, it's meant to be played aggressive. It's meant to be like played as pressure. And that's how the map was. I like it. You know, got no problem with it. I like the map. Even though it's new, it's not tested, it worked out. Now let's go to the reason why I don't like the maps. Do you see these 3 maps? Apparently there are... So the devs saw my video basically shitting on their maps. You know the video that I made reviewing all 8 maps. They saw that video. Wetlands has so much food. I am about 80% sure you can play a 50-minute game and still not go farms. Maybe even a 60-minute game and not need to go farms. That's how much food there is on this map. And I don't know if you actually will run out of food. The amount of... Think of like Frisian Marches, but on steroids regarding food. If you think Frisian Marches has a lot of food, oh boy. This has way more. So, my feedback, the boar was too close to the TC. It was like a screen away, there was a boar. There was deep fish everywhere. It's not a competitive map. Now, I do want to say that apparently the changes are being made and we will get updated versions soon. Yeah, Infinite Wood too. I mean, if you look at the mini-map, like, do you guys see that? That is not one wood pile. This is big wood line, right? This is double big wood line, double big wood line, double, big wood line, big wood line, big wood line. It's just massive amount of resources. We were told that these maps are getting updated. I personally don't think that you can fix these 3 maps to the point where I'm like, yes, that's a competitive map. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. This map, after you change it, would not be the same map, right? Like, it would not. You would need to reduce about 60% of the total food on the map to even make this a thing. You would need to remove probably 40 to 50% of wood lines on this map to make it a thing. Like, guys, we're not talking about small amounts. This is batshit crazy amounts of resources. And then if that gets fixed, then it's a completely different map, right? So I don't know. Prairie, I think this is the map that there's 2 boars within a screen of your main TC. There's a rich gold vein next to your TC and rich stone vein next to your TC. Now what's the kicker? There's no fucking wood on this map. As if you look at the map, there are no normal forests. It's all the shitty tiny ones. There are 7 full hunts as well, Aussie Drongo says. Like, again guys, this map has 4 boars, 7 full hunts, rich gold next to you, rich stone next to you. Again, this is not a competitive map, and this is the feedback I gave to devs. And again, we were told that this is getting updated. I don't see how you update this to make it playable. You would have to remove 3 deer packs at the very least. You would need to make the rich stone and rich gold into small ones. And you would need to move the boars away and reduce boars to 2. Now, if you wonder, like, why can there not be rich gold or rich stone or multiple more boars than 2? It creates balance issues. Roost on this map, there's so many deer and boar, they're gonna hit 500 bounty, which is insane for 1-on-1. The civs that cannot get boar are fucked because the other guy has 4,000 food for free in the boars, right? Now, why are gold and stone rich veins bad? The reason why they're bad is the way AOE4 works. You want the players to somewhat run out of resources fast, so they expand on the map, thus creating conflicts and fights, right? That's kind of how you make the game interactive, which is why Dry Arabia is the most popular map and why people love playing it and watching it. Because you cannot sit in Dry Arabia on your TC for 30 minutes. You have to go out. Like, you have to go out on the map. That's why Dry Arabia is good. This map is the opposite, and that's why it's bad. There's a difference between something is different and something is bad. This is bad. It is not a competitive map. Would I play this for fun? Or sure. It's not a competitive map though. So again, we got told it's getting updated. I don't know what you can update to this to make it a thing, but it feels like if you reduce the resources to where you just have sparse wood lines, then that's basically Gorge. Like, look at these maps. What's the difference? There's these walls in the middle and there's 2 big wood lines. I don't know how you change prairie for prairie to remain prairie and not turn into Gorge. I don't know. I don't know. I think that one game with massive resources is fun to watch though. You think it is, but it's not. There's nothing fun about players sitting in their base for 30 minutes because they have all the resources right up their ass. There's nothing fun about that. It creates for a boring gameplay. And then the last map, now this is just a disaster. This is just... I don't know what words to describe this map. Apparently, this map is a thing in AOE 2, and apparently this is, from what I've been told, a fun map in AOE 2. We gotta ask for feedback how to fix this. You remove it. That's how you fix it. Because, I don't know if you guys realize, right? Look at the size of this map. Not even quarter, like 2/4 of the map, because the way the dimensions work. 2/4 of the map are rocks. 1/4 of the map is the forest, and then 1/4 in the middle is where both players are. You spawn so close that you see this TC, you can see the sacred site. Like, just to explain how small this map is. You can see the sacred site. Now you might be like, oh, but this is gonna create for poggers super entertaining games. It won't. What it will create is, this is how it's gonna play out. Tower rushes in Dark Age, which are going to just delay the games because it will slow down the game. You're not gonna die to Tower Rush. It's gonna slow down the game and extend games, which in return is going to turn into Rushing Castle, mass towers, and trebuchets and springholds. You don't need to make units on this map because there's nowhere to harass, because you can see your opponent. You know, like your worker goes on a smoke break, your villager goes on a smoke break, and you're looking at their villager gathering sheep. You know? So you can basically trap their base from the middle of the map, which you can see from your own TC. If you, like, guys, this map is so small. If you put a keep here, they can't leave the base. This is just not a competitive map. Make it 20% bigger, it will still be bad. So people that are saying increase the size 20%, if you increase the size and remove the mountains, that's King of the Hill. And guess what? King of the Hill sucks as well. So what gives? How do you fix it? Like, tell me, how do you fix this? You don't. It sucks. If it, I don't know how competitive it is in AOE 2. If it's competitive in AOE 2 and it works, thumbs up, you know? Great. AOE 2 and AOE 4 are different games. AOE 2 doesn't have English villager rushing. AOE 2 doesn't have Mongol tower rushing. AOE 2 doesn't have towers as strong with bombardier placement, springald placement. It doesn't have siege units. It has siege units. It doesn't have siege units the way that AOE 4 siege units are played. Dude, Barbican, I didn't even mention it. Barbican rushing, it's not a competitive map. Again, it's a fun map. I played this map against Marine Lord in a show match. It's a fun map. Like, if you want to throw a funny, you know, show match in games, sure. Not a competitive map. So, map pool, this, I don't mind. I would prefer if Mediterranean or Boulder Bay got removed. Probably Boulder Bay, because Mediterranean is a newer map and probably is better. Because 2 points of attack provide for better gameplay. These three maps, in my opinion, should be replaced. This is basically budget Frisian Marches. Frisian Marches should be put in. Lipany should be put in instead of Prairie. And instead of Mountain Clearing, Holy Island. Boom. I think Holy Island is a fun map. I think that it would provide for good games. I honestly think Mediterranean is probably the only, out of the new ladder maps, it is the only map that is ready to play. I don't feel like you gotta do any changes to Mediterranean to be a competitive map. I think it's fine as is. So yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion on the map pool, and this is the, from what I've seen, opinion of a lot of the players that qualified as well. Maybe not which maps to put in, like Marine Lord disagreed for Lipany, but of which maps that should go out. Because again, these two new maps, it's not about playing new maps. These two maps are new. We've never seen them before. Golden Heights and Gorge. No one's complaining about these maps. So, I don't know. That's my opinion. Prize pool, AOE 1, here you go. AOE 1, $20,000 for first, $10,000 second, yada yada. $50,000 prize pool. AOE 2, $60,000 for first, 30 second, yada yada. 200,000 total. And then AOE4 has got $100,000 for first place. God damn. 33% of the total prize pool goes to... Second is also 50k. And what's 50k to 100, you know? And also anyone who qualified and comes out to the event, even if they drop out instantly, they gain $6,000. So the players that drop out immediately, the players that go 0-2 will get $6,000. The players that go 1-2 will get $9,000. The players at quarterfinals will get 12.5. Then semifinals 20, second 50, first 100. Yeah, this math doesn't check out. Wait. I just... Thanks for pointing it out. 33%? 100k? Okay. 50k? 16%? Okay. 20k? 13%. Oh, maybe they mean... Oh, they mean total. They mean total. That's why they mean total. It's 2 players. Yeah. It just looks weird. Now someone's going to be like, oh my god, you're making less money in semifinals than quarterfinals? Overall, I am very, very excited to go. I am going with Marika, aka Whammon. We're going to travel together. I'm super excited to go and meet all the players and hang out with people. There's some players I haven't seen in a while. Obviously, like Marine Lord, Mista, the Muslims from Vortex, Lenok, Viper, I've seen in at M4C. There's some people I've never met. You know, I've never met, because I know people like to know these things. Never met Poppypon, never met Wham. Because I think, I might be wrong, this is their first competitive game. Never met Kaposh because he's from AOE2. Hot is from StarCraft 2, but I don't think I've ever met him. Kazva, never met Kazva. Been playing a lot of the games recently with him, but we can't practice anymore because there's a chance we will play against one another pretty fast. Sort of, I haven't seen in probably like 6 to 10 years. I have no idea when was the last time I saw him. Recon I never met, and Magic also never, so it should be good. Like, I like all these guys, and I think it's going to be a fun time. I think it's going to be fun times ahead. No German did it. Yeah, no German, no American. We got 2 Serbs at the tournament, though. Doubt is playing AOE2. I'm playing AOE4. Dude, it's going to be so weird, guys. I've traveled for StarCraft tournaments 6-7 years. I have never had someone from Serbia there too, like competing. There was one DreamHack, a bunch of Croatian guys that played StarCraft but weren't like, I think some they were GMs, but they weren't like pro players, and they went there for fun. And I met up with them, and you know, I was hanging out with them. But it's so weird talking like Serbian to someone in an event because I'm just so not used to it. Because usually back in the day, you know, a little story at StarCraft 2 events, like people would gather around their teams or their countrymen, you know, and they would talk their own language, and I'm just there like, fuck. There was no Serbs, you know. So I'll meet the legendary Doubt as well, the Castle Master, the Keep Dropper. Not at all. Serbian, Croatian, Montenegro, Bosnian are close. Like, when I say close, like we can talk to each other fluently. Bulgarian? Dude, I can understand Bulgarian, but I can't speak for shite. I can understand Macedonian as well, but I can't really speak it. It's funny, the way that Macedonian, Serbia, and Serbian Bulgaria work, I can talk Serbian to a guy from Bulgaria and he'll understand me, and he talks Bulgarian, I understand him, but I have no idea what the words mean. Because there's some similarities, but I can't say 2 words in Bulgarian. So it's funny how it works. When you, another fun fact for you guys, when you go to Bulgarian border, they don't speak on English. They speak on Bulgarian, and you respond in Serbian. Like sometimes they talk something, but like if they talk slower, I can understand. But if they talk fast, I can't understand shit. But they expect you to, because it's like, you know, the border control, the passport control works there all day, so they're speaking Bulgarian to the Serbs, and Serbs speak to them, so they're fine with it, but sometimes they speak too fast and I can't understand anything. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And by the way, all these could potentially change, like the term and format or drafting or map pool, I don't know. So there are change logs at the bottom here. So if something changes, if the admins decide to change something, it will be put in at the bottom of the handbook so people are aware of what changes are made. But if there's some massive changes, I'll keep you guys updated. But that's it. Like I said, I'm super excited about the tournament. I think the drafting is going to be cool as fuck. For best of 3s and best of 5s and best of 7. I think the system is cool. I like most of the maps. And I think the way that Red Bull did these tournaments in the past with AOE2, you physically draft the maps. Like there's going to be like, I'm assuming little map like plates or something, and you pick the map. Or you veto the map. Same with civs. Yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're watching on Twitch, let's make another YouTube video because I need content, and then I'm heading off. Boom.